Thank you for tuning in to our 2025 Take 5 for Emergency Preparedness Focus Series for Home Care. Welcome to Part 1, focusing on leaving home, where we'll discuss steps to take if you have to leave your home to go to a safer place. Hello to all the home care patients, caregivers, and providers. I'm Carol Dio from the New York State Association of Healthcare Providers, or HCP. Please remember that this short video is just an overview to get you started in planning for hazards. Use this information together with the plan you have made with your home care provider. HCP thanks the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, who provided the funding for this important project. Now let's dive in and help you learn to be ready to evacuate or leave home if an emergency makes staying home unsafe. In the next few minutes, we'll talk about knowing what your risks are and how having a plan for leaving home is so important. We'll cover what to put into a go bag to make leaving home quicker and easier. We'll also stress the importance of having good information because knowledge really is power. Finally, you'll learn some basic tips that will help keep you safe and comfortable while away from home. All kinds of disasters can happen. You need to know your own risk for them causing harm or disruption in your life. Of course, there's weather every day, but extreme weather can definitely cause an emergency. Rain, snow, or even heat can cause harm to people and property, so it's super important to pay attention to the weather. There could also be emergencies very specific to where you live, a fire or flood in your neighborhood, for example, or a tree falling on your roof. You need to know your way around your home and your apartment building if you live in one. Where are the fire extinguishers? Which exit is the closest? Can you get out a window if you need to? Also, know your neighborhood. Does it get flooded often? Who might help in an emergency? What businesses or services are in each direction from where you live and work and play? There are also natural and other kinds of disasters like tidal waves or earthquakes, or even a forest fire thousands of miles away that affects the air we breathe. Be sure to check out the other 2 videos in this series to learn more about air quality and flooding. Besides the general risks in an emergency, we all have certain risks that are very personal and unique just for us when we have to leave our home in an emergency. Think about your medicines, your health problems, and even your diet. Special medical needs require you to plan ahead. How do you get around? Do you need a cane or a walker with you if you leave? Would someone be able to help you with a wheelchair? These are important things to think about. How will you get to the safe place? Work with your home care or other provider to make a plan ahead of time for a ride or public transportation to get you to safety. As we've said, having reliable information is especially important in an emergency. Would you need assistance with understanding these messages or announcements? Don't forget to think about hearing aids or reading glasses. You're used to having certain services in your home and community. Maybe you have a caregiver to help you, or you count on food deliveries or church support. Those might not be available during an emergency. Don't be shy about asking for what you need. Your risks can also depend on how much you rely on things like subways, cell phones, and electricity. Now we'll talk about preparing what's called a go bag. This is an easy-to-grab bag that you fill ahead of time with things you will need when you're away from your home during an emergency. If you have to leave your home, having a go bag will make it much easier to get out quickly and safely. You can buy a pre-packed go bag, but you'll definitely need to personalize it with extra items. It's often cheaper and more useful to make your own go bag. This might sound hard, but try to think of it as just one step at a time. You can make up your bag over the course of a few weeks or even months. You don't have to do it all at once. Start by making a list based on your own personal needs. Then check items off as you're able to get them into the bag. You can even start building your go bag today with the items you already have. Then fill in other supplies as you can. See the list of suggestions in the extra resources at the end of the video. You'll need your medications. Talk with your doctor or pharmacist about getting packages with a 3 or 5 days supply of all your important prescriptions. And don't forget any pet items. Store important papers in your go bag like insurance cards, contact information, and identification in a waterproof zip-type bag. Include some cash. If the electricity is out, a credit or debit card won't work. A change of clothes, water, and lightweight food like nuts and protein bars also can go in the bag. And don't forget phone chargers. Again, this is just a short list. A full list of items to include is in the resources. Check your go bag about every 6 months and replace food and medicine to keep everything fresh. Store your go bag in a place that's easy to get to quickly. Be sure all household members and your caregivers know where it is. The time to put together a go bag will be well worth the effort if you ever need it. It's very important to pay attention to any alerts you receive from your care providers. They know your risks, they know your needs, and you already trust them with your health. You might receive text messages or phone calls with instructions, or even a check-in to see how you're doing during a hazardous event or situation. Be sure to answer these and always ask for help if you need it. Check back in with them often, especially if you are not staying in your home. Certain emergencies can lead to an order to evacuate or leave your home. These instructions will come from your local authorities like police or firefighters. Sometimes your caregiver may instruct you to leave your home. They may have gotten an alert for your area that you didn't get, or they might have received an early warning from emergency services people. You're very lucky if you have an extra early warning. This gives you time to get to safety. You might get instructions to leave home when everything in your building and neighborhood look perfectly normal and safe. Remember that we can't always see that a hurricane or tornado is coming. We might not know that storms will cause flooding this time. Trust your local authorities and your caregivers about these early warnings. They are only wanting to keep you safe. It's hard to leave your home. You feel most comfortable and relaxed in your own place. But remember that you might need to leave to avoid danger. Remember that you have a plan to make leaving easier and more comfortable. You do have the right to go against those telling you to leave. But your in-home caregiver wants to be safe and wants you to be safe too. Trust your healthcare provider, your local authorities, and your plan, and get to safety quickly. Now let's go over some tips on what to do when you do leave home in an emergency. Most importantly, don't delay. Move swiftly but carefully. Grab your phone and your go bag and follow instructions and follow your plan. Depending on the emergency and how much time you have, you may want to secure your home. Close windows, turn off appliances, things like that. But only do that if you have time. Contact your home care providers so they know you're safe and they know where you're going. Contact your emergency network. Friends, family, neighbors, they all want to know you're getting out of danger. When you get to your designated safe place, it might be a shelter or a public space or someone else's home, connect again with your network and your caregivers. We all get tense and anxious when we're in an unfamiliar place. These feelings will probably be even stronger when there's an emergency happening. Try your very best to stay calm. Be patient. A lot of people might need a lot of things, and it will take time to help everyone. Stay busy if possible. You'll be healthier if you aren't too stressed. We can't repeat enough how important it is to stay connected to your caregivers and your emergency contacts. Also, continue to stay informed about the emergency and never return to your home until it is definitely safe to do that. We talked about a lot of things. Now here is the short list of things to keep in mind for emergencies that make you have to leave home. Always have a plan. Your caregivers will help you make a plan just for you. Only get information from trusted sources. Follow the instructions from local authorities like fire and police, and also trust your caregivers. They know you best and they know your plan. Finally, stay connected with others, including your caregivers. You are not alone and people want to know you're safe. Here are some trusted resources for information that can help you plan and get through an emergency. There are more detailed instructions and some handy checklists for you. See the last slide in the video for some resource links. We talked about signing up for alert services, and you can learn about those on the next few slides too. Be sure to check out videos 2 and 3 in our 2025 series. They focus on air quality and flooding. Last year's series is also a great place to start learning about risks and planning. The link to those videos is on the last slide. We hope you found this short video helpful and learned some new tips to be aware and prepare for hazards in your community. Please contact us with comments and suggestions for future programs. Now let the video keep running to see the list of emergency alert services and links to the many resources we talked about.